I think a lot of us have this weird habit of treating our current lives like they're just a waiting room for the life we actually want. After I graduate, after I get the job, after I make more money, after I meet somebody, then I'll finally start living. I catch myself doing this all the time, but there isn't some magical loading screen where everything suddenly falls into place. This is it. Our lives are already happening. The random nights with your friends, the conversations with your family, the boring Tuesday afternoons, even the periods where you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. One day, these are going to be memories, and I don't want to spend my entire life waiting for my life to begin. See, I'm only 22, and logically I know I'm young, but somehow I can still convince myself that I'm running out of time. And maybe you felt that too. You have a birthday, and instead of simply celebrating, part of you starts doing an audit of your entire existence. Am I where I'm supposed to be? Should I have found somebody by now? We create these invisible deadlines for ourselves, even though nobody actually gave them to us. Apparently, we're supposed to graduate, get the dream career, find our soulmate, become financially successful, and have everything figured out by approximately next Tuesday. Social media makes this 10 times worse. You open your phone and immediately see somebody younger than you who seems like they're already living your dream. Somebody has the relationship, somebody built a successful business, somebody is traveling everywhere, somebody is 19 years old with 800,000 subscribers and apparently hasn't experienced a single inconvenience in their entire life. Meanwhile, the rest of us are trying to figure out what we're eating for dinner. When that's what you're constantly looking at, it's really easy to feel like everybody is moving forward while you're standing still. But we're comparing the entirety of our lives, the boring parts, insecurities, failures, and uncertainty to the tiny portion of somebody else's life they decided to show us. There's nothing wrong with being ambitious. We should have things we want from life. Maybe you want your dream career. Maybe you want to start a business, become an artist, move somewhere new, find somebody you love, or finally create the thing you've been thinking about for years. For me, one of those things is YouTube. I genuinely want to see how far I can take this. The problem starts when I want this someday becomes I need this immediately. Suddenly, your dream has an expiration date. You stop appreciating progress because you're constantly comparing where you are to where you eventually want to be. Ambition should give us direction. It shouldn't make us hate the starting line. I think underneath all this is a much scarier thought. What if I never actually do it? Maybe you have something you've wanted for years but keep telling yourself you'll eventually start. Next month, next year, when I have more money, when I'm more confident, when life settles down. I've thought about that with YouTube. I'm more afraid of waking up years from now knowing I never genuinely tried. Because I'll do it next year can become 5 years surprisingly quick. And I'd rather try something and discover it wasn't meant for me than spend decades wondering what could have happened if I had actually given myself a chance. Maybe the biggest lie we tell ourselves is that eventually we're going to feel completely ready. I'll apply when I'm qualified. I'll talk to that person when I'm less nervous. I'll create something when I'm better at it. But that magical version of you might never arrive. Sometimes you have to move while you're still scared. Confidence doesn't always come before action. A lot of time, action is what creates confidence. You try something, embarrass yourself, realize you survived, learn something, and try again. Waiting until you're perfectly ready can become another way of never beginning. We're always looking forward to the next chapter, whatever your version of making it looks like. But there's a possibility that one day you're going to miss right now. And recently I thought about that as well. I'm still early in my own journey, making videos from my room and getting excited about milestones that might someday look tiny to me. And if I ever reach the things I'm chasing, I might actually miss this era. The uncertainty, the excitement wondering what happens next. Maybe there's something happening in your life right now that you're going to desperately miss someday. Don't be so obsessed with the next chapter that you completely skip the one you're currently living. Life is a marathon. We don't need everything immediately, and I'm saying that to myself as much as anybody watching this. We need consistency, patience, and enough determination to keep moving when progress feels painfully slow. One bad month doesn't mean your life is going nowhere. One rejection doesn't mean you'll always be alone. One failed project doesn't mean you're incapable of succeeding. Maybe feeling behind doesn't mean we need to run faster. Maybe we just need to make sure we're moving in a direction that actually matters to us. If you're watching this feeling like everybody has passed you, I want you to remember something I'm still trying to teach myself. I'm not there yet, does not mean I'm too late. I don't need my career, girlfriend, successful business, financial freedom, and silver play button delivered in one Amazon package tomorrow. And it doesn't matter what age you are. If there's something you still want to pursue, you're not automatically too late either. There isn't one universal timeline we're all required to follow. Somebody reaching their destination before you doesn't mean you've missed yours. So yes, time is running out. Every day that passes is a day none of us are getting back. But maybe that's not supposed to make us panic. Maybe that's exactly why our time matters. Make the thing you've been thinking about making. Apply for the opportunity. Call your friend. Talk to that person. Go somewhere you've always wanted to go. You don't have to completely transform your life tomorrow. You just have to stop treating today like it doesn't count. Because time running out doesn't mean you're out of time. There are still people you haven't met, places you haven't seen, memories you haven't made, things you haven't created, versions of yourself you haven't become yet. None of us can control how quickly the clock moves, but we can decide what we do while the time is still ours.